Okay, now we're looking at the district industry market segment. This one we're looking at the district industry analysis, basically the district municipality. So you can see that my form says are completed, but you go into the district industry form analysis. Then here, similar to the provincial or the national one, you look at the different industries in terms of the district. Which district are mainly consuming the product or the services that you are providing? So you have to create, and then if you have the data, you select the data, and the industry is always the industry segment that you have selected from operations. Then you select the units, and then, as I've said, that you need to select the industry that you are, the district that you are operating from. So, for instance, we are from the Capricorn district. Then we're going to create one for the host district, because Capricorn is our host. Then even in the consumption, we say host, then we provide industry analysis in terms of the consumption, how much is being consumed in terms of the units, if it's depending on the type of business. But you need to know your district that you're operating from, how much units of whatever you supply are they consuming, because you need to understand your market. And then you provide a value of what that district that you're operating from is consuming in terms of the supply, how much of that product is supplied from your district. If you are a retailer, how much retail business is supplied in that area, how much is consumers consuming in terms of the retail of, if it's a specific product, you provide that. If it's fast food, you need to provide how much your district is consuming in terms of fast food product, and then how much is it supplied from your industry. Are there people leaving your district to enjoy what called maybe McDonald's or whatever it is outside your province, or are they consuming it within, not province, your district? Are they consuming it or supplied that product and services from within your district? So you need to understand those. So now this is the host district. If you have the data, you create it and you provide where you sourced it and you create. Then the next thing is to create the top district consumer in terms of the units. Then you want to select, if it's still maybe it's OR Tambo, then I select the top supplier is OR Tambo. But I need to decide, is OR Tambo part of the top consumers or is just the top supplier? If it's only the top supplier, then in the under consumption, I just say it's part of the remaining consumption. Then I provide the units that they are consuming. I provide the value they are consuming in terms of the services that I'm providing or the products that I'm providing. And then in terms of the supply, I also provide the number of units that they are consuming. And then I confirm the data. Then I create that one. So now I'll have two. Then you see I have two districts. Now I need to create another one for the third top. I have the data. The sector is the same. Then let's say Chris Hani is the second top supplier. In terms of the district, then I select second top. Then in terms of consumption, is it second consumer? Maybe it's the top consumer. Then I select is the top consumer. Then I provide their units. I provide in terms of how much are they consuming in terms of units. I provide the unit, the value of those units that they are consuming in terms of is the total. Then I provide I provide the units that they are supplying from, what units are supplied from that district. And then I provide the value of the units that are supplied from district. And then I confirm where I got this data from, because I shouldn't thumbs up, then I create. Then I have the what do you call it, the top I have the host, the second top, and I have the first, the top supplier, which is Christiani, and then OR is the second top. Then I need to create the third one, which is now, depending on the data that I have, let's say is Fezile Dabi is my top third consumer, but it falls into the remaining districts in terms of supply. Then I create that one. So then I have the four of them. So in terms of the district, you need to provide the top three in terms of consumption, the district that consumes the most, more than any other district in the country. So you provide the top three, and then you provide the host district, and then the balance will be for all the remaining districts. So you're going to have 5 entries in this for supply. And then if it's a top suppliers, you have to provide top 3. If these provinces that you have, this district that you have selected are not top 3 in terms of the supply, then you need to make sure that you create the other top 3 consumers in terms of district. And then obviously you're going to have the host consumer. So you have the top 3 consumers, you have the top 3 suppliers, and then you have the host district, then you have the rest of the district. So you're going to have 5 entries for the supply and 5 entries for consumption. But if these 5, sometimes you find they are common, you just have to give 1. So instead of having 5, you might have 4, which 1 is on the both sides. So you don't have to repeat the top 3. If the top 3 you already mentioned in the consumption and it's also in the supply, you don't have to create it twice. So you just create 1. But you must have 5 that are top suppliers, which is the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3. Then you have your host district, and then you have the rest of the district, which are combined. So the rest of the district will be the total consumption of the country minus these 4 districts. So the value that you put in there in terms of the units, in terms of the value, you'll take the consumption of the country, then you minus the 4 districts that you have identified as top, second, third, and host. So your host is where you're operating from. Then your remaining amount is the one for the remaining districts. That's for consumption. You do the same thing for the supply, so that you'll be able to analyze which district are top, where is the consumption, and so that you can understand your sector a little bit better in terms of supply and demand or consumption. So that's how you do that. And then you go back to your dashboard. You'll see that the dashboard has been updated accordingly with your district industry analysis.